Well, good evening there, folks, and welcome to another episode of 162 Times, your daily baseball recap and preview show. I'm your host, Daniel Turner. It's great to be with you on a lovely Friday night. We're coming to you live from an undisclosed location in the woods in Quebec. It is July 5th. Yesterday was Independence Day in the United States, and the Mariners and the Orioles did battle in the sunshine at T-Mobile Park. It was lovely. And they were wearing fairly cool Independence Day hats where they were sort of like a cream or almost like a Desert Army tan color. And then their logo, both teams' logos, I think were Stars and Stripes inspired. Anyway, I thought it was a fairly good look. And the Mariners did their 4th of July hot dog drop at the ballpark where they put hot dogs on parachutes and dropped them around the stadium. And a couple of them got stuck on wires. And so there were stranded hot dogs, which was interesting. And we'll talk about how many runners each team left stranded, but get to the good news first. The Mariners won that game. Yeah, they finally won a game. They beat the Orioles 7-3. So they moved to 48 and 41, still first in the American League West. Orioles dropped to 55 and 32, first in the American League East. O's had 10 hits for 3 runs, and the Mariners had 7 hits for 7 runs. The win went to Ryan Stanek, the reliever, 6-2 now, 3.67 ERA on the season. The loss went to Baker, 1-1, 5.91 ERA for him. In terms of the starting pitching, on the winning side, it was Bryce Big Tex Miller. He's done well. Obviously, his record didn't change. He didn't get a win or a loss, but he pitched 5 2/3 innings, 93 pitches to get there, 8 hits given up. That's quite a lot, but only 2 runs. Both of them were earned. He walked only 1, struck out 6, and gave up 1 home run. On the Baltimore side, it was Corbin Burnes. 6 full innings for him, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and a home run given up. His ERA is 2.32, ridiculous. Miller's is 3.84, also really good. On the winning side's bullpen, it was Austin Voth, as in both. He did a third of an inning to finish off the 6th. He struck out his only batter. Ryan Stanek got the win by pitching a clean 7th with 2 Ks. Trent Thornton pitched the 8th, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. 2 strikeouts and a homer given up. And then Andres Munoz had the final inning. He got out of it. He gave up a hit and a walk, but no runs, so no damage done. Overall, the Mariners struck out 11 Orioles. That's pretty good. And the Orioles struck out 11 Mariners. So pretty good for both teams in that regard. Baker, who got the loss, gave up a hit, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts in 2/3 of an inning. And then it was Aiken, who pitched an inning and a third. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, and 3 Ks and a homer. So all that to say that the scoring for the Mariners happened late in the game because it was 2-0 early, courtesy of a third-inning homer by Gunnar Henderson, who scored James McCann, the catcher, on the play. And then bottom of 5, Julio Rodriguez homered, his 8th of the year. Attaboy, Julio. A dead shot to center field. He needed that. We needed that. It was nice to see him get a homer. And then in the same inning, Ryan Bliss grounded into a double play, but it allowed Ty France to score. Classic Mariners. Double play to get an RBI. Anyway, good for you, Ryan. That tied the game. And then top 7, it was J.P. Crawford doubling with the bases loaded, scoring Julio, Ty, and Mitch Haniger. Awesome, J.P. And then Mitch Garver, 11th of the year, home run to center field. Same inning, 7-2 Seattle at that point. J.P. Crawford was on base. And top 8, Jordan Westberg. He homered off Trent Thornton, but it was a solo shot, and that made the final score 7-3. So really, really excellent work. In terms of stranded runners, the Mariners only stranded 2, and they were 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Goodness me. The Orioles stranded 7 and were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That's the difference in the ball game right there. Cal Raleigh struck out 3 times. That's too bad. Rodriguez had a good night, though. Julio was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a ribby and only 1 strikeout. So, we appreciate those kind of things. All right. Let's get to tonight's game that we're going to be watching very shortly. It starts in about 20 minutes, maybe even less than that. It starts in about 10 minutes. and that will be between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. So you know what that means. That means that the Canadians are making their way down to Seattle, because for most Western Canadians, Seattle is the closest ball club. And in case you were wondering, it's why I became a Mariners fan, is because I could go down there and see the Mariners play baseball. And I couldn't do that in Toronto, frankly. And I never liked Toronto. So that's how that worked. Plus, the Mariners had Ichiro from age 11 until 21 for me. So those are very formative years. And when each man is batting every day for your team, you're a fan of that team. Let's be real here. So tonight's a good matchup. It's Luis Castillo. He'll be pitching for the Mariners. He'll be going up against Kevin Gausman. Castillo on the season thus far is 6-9, 3.87 ERA, 18 starts, 104 innings pitched, 103 strikeouts, 1.21 WHIP. His ERA and his WHIP are a little above his career average, but that's the way she goes sometimes. And he'll be pitching against Kevin Gausman, who is also a really good pitcher. 6-7 this year, 4.75 ERA, 17 starts, 91 strikeouts, and 91 innings pitched. His WHIP is 1.34, a little less good than Castillo. But Gausman's overall record is 94-98, which is pretty impressive. 1,600 innings pitched. He was the 4th overall pick in 2012. I like Kevin Gausman. I'm looking forward to this matchup. It should be really, really good. We do know the lineups. So the Blue Jays are going to be rolling out Spencer Horwitz leading off, playing first. Bo Bichette, shortstop, batting second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., all-star first baseman, DHing, batting third. Danny Jansen, catching and batting cleanup. Dalton Varsho will be in left field, batting fifth. Davis Schneider will play second base and bat sixth. Addison Barger, right field, batting seventh. Ernie Clement will play third and bat eighth. And Kevin Kiermaier will play center field and bat ninth. For your hometown Seattle Mariners, it'll be the J.P. Crawford leading off, playing shortstop. Mitch Garver DHing and batting second. Cal Raleigh will catch and bat third. Julio in the cleanup spot tonight. Good for you, Julio. Earned it after last night's performance. He'll play center field as usual. Luke Raley left field, batting fifth. Ty France first base, batting sixth. Dominic Canzone will be in right field, batting seventh. Dylan Moore will play second base and bat eighth. And Josh Rojas will play third and bat ninth. So it's Demo in for Ryan Bliss, and we expect a outstanding game tonight with a stadium full of Canadians who are a little overserved, perhaps, and pissing off the Seattle locals, and also the Vancouver Mariners fans who get tired of hearing the endless Sportsnet coverage talking about how this is so special for Canadian baseball fans to finally get to see the team that they love. And I'm like, these are all folks from Winnipeg and Saskatoon, lovely cities, Winnipeg and Saskatoon, who fly down because it's closer to Toronto and it's kind of a cooler city than Toronto, let's be honest. But I would say there's probably 40% of Vancouver baseball fans who are Mariners fans, probably 60% who are Jays fans, but that's just the way it is. Depends on how things are going. And the funniest sign I ever saw was a Seattle fan had a sign that said, "Why do they call it Canada Dry? It's literally a liquid." So we'll look for some funny signs when watching the game tonight. I'm probably just going to stream it on Sportsnet because I pay for Sportsnet as opposed to finding a different stream for Root Sports Northwest, even though I would prefer to watch the Root Sports broadcast. But I think Mariners are going to win, and therefore it's fun to watch the opposing team's broadcast have to talk about how good the Mariners are. All right, before we leave you tonight, after that scintillating first two parts of this episode, we're just going to run through the scores from Thursday. Usually a slow Thursday in the majors, but there were actually a lot of games on Thursday. So goes that the Astros beat the Blue Jays again, 5-3. That's annoying. Twins thumped the Tigers 12-3. Guardians over the White Sox 8-4. Red Sox over the Marlins 6-5. Yankees got swept by the Reds 8-4 in the final game of that series. That's interesting. Athletics beat the Angels again, 5-0 there. And the Padres beat the Rangers. So Padres beating the Rangers moves the Rangers further from danger. But the Astros are now 45-42. So they're like 2, maybe 2.5 games back of the Mariners. Too close for comfort. Elsewhere in the major leagues, Tampa Bay Rays 10, Royals 8, Brewers 3, Rockies 4, Diamondbacks 9, Dodgers 3. Interesting. Giants 4, Braves 2. Mets nothing, Nationals 1, Cardinals 3, Pirates 2, and Cubbies 10, and the Philadelphia Phillies 2. Good for the Cubbies winning a game against Philly. So anyway, we're gonna tune into this one, and we'll bring you a nice recap tomorrow morning. So thanks for listening.